Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. July 23rd, 2019. Today, I'm making what they call a cottage pie. Now, you probably have heard of a shepherd's pie, but in a shepherd's pie, the filling contains ground lamb. However, in a cottage pie that I'm going to make, it has ground beef in it. So here's what I'm doing. Now, I'm fixing lunch. Now, I hardly ever fix lunch during the week, but we've had quite a bit of rain, so it's giving me some time to get my wood straightened out so I can sell it during the winter. So, what I've done already is I chopped up 2 onions, and they've already been browned, cooked until brown. I'll get that out here in a minute. And then I'm going to add some mixed vegetables. This is a pound package of frozen mixed vegetables. We've got your corn, your carrots, your green beans, everything. Now I'm going to let that go for a little bit. In this skillet already, I've already browned the hamburger meat that I'm going to put in here in a few minutes. So I'm going to let this cook. This is not going to cook all the way. Doesn't have to. Because by the time it's all said and done, I'm going to let it cook for about 15-20 minutes. And then I'm going to bake it in the oven. So I want you to stay tuned. Alright, everybody, welcome back. As I said, the frozen mixed vegetables don't have to be done all the way. You just want to give them a minute or two to break apart and to let the olive oil coat everything. Alright. Now, what I'm going to do next is I got about 1.5 pounds of hamburger meat that I'm going to put in here that I've already browned. When I get the filling done, I'm going to top it with some leftover mashed potatoes, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So you know how to do it. This is not a hard recipe to do. Everything is coming along really, really good. Okay. Now I'm going to open up some tomato sauce, so I want you to stay tuned. Alright, everybody, welcome back. I've opened up 1 can of tomato sauce I'm going to put in here. 1 regular can. This is probably going to go in a 13-by-9 dish. I'm going to throw this away, and I'm going to add some seasoning. I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to add some garlic powder. Now, if I had fresh garlic, I would use the garlic. Some Italian seasoning. And I'm going to use some Worcestershire sauce. Now, I know I'm not good at saying that. I guess some of you are probably laughing at me now, but that's alright. I think it's funny myself. Some Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to get a little bit more salt in here, because that container didn't have but a tiny bit of salt in it. Okay, that's good enough right there. Now, this is coming along really, really good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few tablespoons of flour in here. I say about 2 or 3. Okay. It's going to help the filling become thick. As it cooks, it'll help your pie to stay together. Now you would want to cook this for about a minute or two and let the flour to cook. You don't want to eat raw flour. You can catch my drift. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some beef broth. You could also use chicken if you have it. I've used it before. But beef broth, it comes in the carton. I love using the carton ones than I do better and do the can. And this is a low sodium. So I'm going to add maybe about half of a carton. Maybe this is about 2 cups of beef broth, I should say. And I got my skillet on about medium high heat. If you don't have a skillet, you can just cook it on your stove. Now, if this gets too thick on me, I'll just keep my beef broth on hand. All right. I'm going to let this cook for about 15 minutes. So I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to put it together. All right, everybody, welcome back. My filling had been cooking for about 15-20 minutes, and I want you to know that it looks really, really good. I didn't have to put any extra beef broth. That 1/2 carton just did it, and it was just right. Now, I spread it evenly in a 13x9. I got my oven preheated to 375. And what I did was I took my leftover mashed potatoes, and you want to thin it out just a little bit with milk. And what I did was I added an egg and also about a cup or so of shredded cheddar cheese. Now, I'm going to try to spread this evenly over the top. It's going to make a good crispy crust. I don't want it gobbed up, but I want it to spread evenly as possible. And I will probably use most of the potatoes that are in this pot. You really don't have to heat up the potatoes. Just loosen it up with milk, because you sure don't want scrambled eggs in your potatoes, if you catch my drift. All right. Just about got it. And if you want to, you can put some extra shredded cheese on the top. Make sure that you thin it out as good as possible. process, I may make some tater biscuits out of them. There are a few ways that you can use leftover mashed potatoes. You can make tater biscuits. Some people call them tater pancakes. I may just show you that while this is cooking. 375 degrees for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes or so. Top is going to get good golden brown. So this is going in the oven when the beeper goes off. Let me know it's preheated. And I may just put some cheddar cheese on the top of this. So here is my grater. This is what I use. You don't necessarily have to have a food processor. Just a little bit elbow grease. And be careful, don't get your fingers in the way because this thing's sharp. These things come in very handy if you don't have a whole lot of stuff to shred. Alrighty. How about it? Oh my. That's going to look a whole lot better right there. Alright. So I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to make some tater biscuits while I'm at it. Showing you a couple of ways to use leftover mashed potatoes. Alright, welcome back everybody. Still got about 20 minutes left until the cottage pie is done. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you how to make some tater biscuits. Now, tater biscuits is what we call them here in the South. My grandma called them that. And she always made them, but she's no longer with us. And I think I got this recipe from her, and this is my own version. Alright, now some people call them mashed potato cakes or whatever, but we just call them tater biscuits. There's another way that you can use leftover mashed potatoes. Now, I've got some olive oil and butter here, and it's ready, set, go. And I just took whatever potatoes I didn't use for that pie. This is usually served with beans and cornbread. And I combine a few tablespoons of flour in here. But if you were fixing it with something else, what you would need to do is some mashed taters, some flour, and an egg. Depends upon how much mashed potatoes you got left over. Now, if you got a lot more than this, go for 2 eggs and a little bit more flour. Alright, so I got it combined in here. Alright, just maybe a couple of tablespoons. These look like pancakes, don't they? But I promise you, they are good. You can get a few out of these, and you will cook them about the same way like you would a pancake. Let them brown for a couple of minutes on the first side, and when it starts bubbling up around the edges, we're going to flip them over. So I'm going to continue, and I'm going to show you the final result here, so I want you to stay tuned. Alright everybody, welcome back. I'm working on the second batch of my tater biscuits. So I'm ready to flip these over. Just run your spatula underneath, and hopefully this will turn out. Alright, there you go. You see how good and golden brown that is? And let's see about this one. Just run it underneath. Well, I didn't get that one too good, but that's fine. Let me get this tiny one right here. All right. Now, they're going to be a little bit gooey on the inside, but that's what you want. And they'll turn out really, really good. So I want you to stay tuned. The pie will come out of the oven in about 8 minutes. So stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back. My tater biscuits are done, as well as my cottage pie. It is good and golden brown. Been in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes, 375. Now I'm going to sample it for you. So I'm going to get my spatula. Now it would help out a lot if you let this sit for a few minutes, but I'm hungry. So, well, we're hungry around here. So we'll come through here and just get a little bit of it. Now this will settle. This will thicken up here as it sets. That looks really good. All the mixed vegetables and everything. So I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to sample both things for you. All right, everybody, welcome back. Lunch/supper is ready. And again, my cottage pie along with a tater biscuit. I want a simple tater biscuit for you. That's good. I've already eaten one. That's good. Not made one in quite a while. I've not made this in quite a while either. This pie. This is hot. So you may want to let it sit before you dig in. That's good. Everything just turned out perfectly, and I am so thankful. Well, guys, continue subscribing. Comments are welcome. Have a blessed day.